talk you through a mission. They're long and they tend to last me sort of 24 hours plus. I tend to play a lot of it in real time just because there's so much going on. So I'm going to cut it down to episodes, so I won't play for a huge amount of time, but I thought I'd give you a quick introduction to it. Some of you may have never seen this before. It's a very different to Arma. It's a much more strategic and top-down view. So what is this? Well, this is part 8 of a campaign, custom campaign done by a community member called Gunners98. It's been edited by me a little bit, and I'll talk you through that in a sec. So the premise of the storyline is that it's 1994. The Soviets have invaded. The Soviet Union didn't break up. They've come through Norway. They've kicked my butt for the first 5 episodes of the first sort of 5 days of the campaign, and I've progressively lost territory across Finnmark, which is northern Norway, all the way through to central Norway, and I've lost the entire of Norway now. They've taken Iceland, and they've tried to attack the Faroe Islands and the Falkland and the Shetland Islands. So at the end of the last mission, mission 7, we had a lot of British units coming into play in it, and this was kind of the map area. Just here was the area that we were playing on, and we were defending against attacks on the Faroe Islands and the Shetlands. And my fleets managed to survive, and I managed to actually kill a lot of the enemy units that are coming down from the north. So I got a bit frustrated because every time you load up a new mission, they're all still back in again. He puts them all back in again. So I've not deleted them. I've not edited any of the enemy forces for this particular mission, but what I have done is put my forces that survived back in. So I've put HMS Invincible, the task group Invincible, back in. There's a NATO fleet here, a small NATO fleet as well, with some Dutch and German destroyers and frigates. Some of the aircraft I had surviving from the last episode are still there, and I've then used the aircraft that the original author had placed. I'm treating them as reinforcements basically. So I put some air bases in that weren't there originally. So we've got what have we got? So we've got some Nimrods that are able to, and they wouldn't be flying out of Bryce Norton, I know, but I just couldn't be bothered to mess around with putting other air bases down in the side. It just happened to be there on a loadout I already had. So they're able to do an ASW sweep to the west of Ireland. In the original map, let me just talk you through the units that came as standard. So on the original mission we had Tornadoes, some F-15s, 4 Nimrods, 2 Falcons, which are like basically Intel elite aircraft, 1 Nimrod, again recce sort of elite aircraft, an ECM aircraft. The Buccaneers weren't there. I've put them back in because they survived my last mission, so bugger it, I'm having them back. The 2 AWACS were there, so I put them back in. The tankers were there. The Jaguars weren't, but I didn't use any of the Jaguars in the last mission at all, so I put them back in. In fact, I had a shitload more, but I've moved some to another airfield because I run out of space at that particular airfield. So I've put back in RAF, I'm going to spell it wrong and pronounce it wrong now, forgive me, Loikers, put them back in. So what have we got there? We've got some more Buccaneers armed in an AS UW role, anti-shipping role, personal favourite, mine the Buccaneer, and some Phantoms which survived the last episode as well. They're back in. Absolutely rubbish in 1994, frankly. These Skyflash missiles, pretty poor. I'll talk you through that possibly during, if we ever get any combat with these guys, as to why they're poor. But so they're back in, a bit of coverage. So on the original mission, we've got a task fleet over here, task group, naval fleet, centered around the US ship Enterprise. Pretty well laid out actually. They've got a lot of kit on there, so F-14s are still there with Phoenixes, which are really nice. So we've got those guys ready in 1 minute 19. A whole lot of F-18Cs, great because they've got the newer, or they can take the newer AMRAAM, which in 1994 was pretty state of the art. Where are they? There they are. Yeah, so those are going to be pretty shit hot, to be fair, those guys. A whole lot of other aircraft. I'll talk you through that as we use them. Obviously, a normal fleet support around the aircraft carrier. So we've got Ticonderoga, missile cruisers, CGs, and then we've got some Arleigh Burkes, I think, as well. Another Tycon there. Yeah, another one there as well. We've got some Arleigh Burkes. So Oliver Hazard Perry. So that's my anti-submarine frigate. There'll probably be one of those at the front as well. Yep, there it is. So we've got good coverage for ASW and for air defence from the Ticonderogas. The objective is to hold the line. It's called Hold the Line, Mission 8, Hold the Line. I'll put the links to the campaign in the bottom of the description. In effect, I'm going to get attacked from Iceland because they've taken Keflavik, which is the American airbase there. They've taken that. Somewhere here there's a fleet, an enemy fleet, and somewhere here there's another enemy fleet. And there's going to be a shitload of subs because I wasn't able to stop any of the alphas, which were just too deep and too fast for me to attack. They've all streamed through in missions 5, I think. So this is going to be a pretty hotly contested area. We've got some American, these aren't in my control, these fleets over here, these are AI, and they're shipping. If we pick one of them we can see what they're doing. So if we grab it, it's got a waypoint already set up, so they're obviously they're simulating the 24th Infantry Division, which is getting shipped across to help fight the Ruskies in Western Germany. We've got again, they've got some fairly basic support. This is not a combat a fleet. This is a primarily older second-rate vehicles. Again, we've got some Oliver Hazard Perry, an older Perry class. It's a Knox class, and these guys have just got a whole shitload of containers. So these guys are really just, we don't really want to get these guys engaged. They've got some support. I have control of the support aircraft, so we've got a sub there, the Sturgeon, which is before the Los Angeles. Oh, and by the way, I'm no expert, by the way, so if I say something that sounds wrong or I get a vehicle called wrong, please don't blame me. I don't know everything, but this is pretty good if you like a lot of detail, because it will tell you pretty much everything about the vehicle. So it's very useful. So it's useful if you like your nerdgasms. So I'm in control of that sub there. He's got a weird kind of patrol route set. I might tidy that up a little bit in a minute. I've also got hold of these ASW patrol aircraft. So this is a Canadian Aurora, which is the P3 basically, which is circling in a patrol route, and I'll talk you through the missions as we go through them. So we've got some limited coverage. The difficulty, the worrying thing I've got with these is they're a long way from their home base. The Canadians are going to be based probably at Gander, and I think I've got some Americans coming out of Goose Bay as well. It's a long transit time. I don't have a lot of support. So the French, again, this is originally in the original mission. The French have 8 aircraft they've given me. It's their equivalent of the P3. It's quite a nice little, pretty little plane actually. They're long range maritime surveillance and submarine ASW. These guys are all set up with an ASW loadout, so they're going to have 8 torpedoes, a whole load of sonar buoys and sensors, and they're going to be patrolling, and I'll show you their patrol. I realise I'm going to be rushing ahead and you guys are going, whoa, what's going on? It is complex. So the French ASW mission, this is a pre-configured mission that the author has done. I've just tweaked it slightly to be a bit bigger. Actually, no, it didn't come with this. I actually created this one myself. So the units were there in the airport, ready to go, in the airfield, ready to go, but he hadn't given them any mission. So I've given them this mission. They're going to be patrolling this area here. So obviously between these areas here, these are pre-configured on the map, and it's possible that there's another mission that gets automatically created for them. I don't know, but I've given them a patrol route anyway. So as these ships are going to come on up the channel, they're going to get some support. I've also gone and got the British one from with my RAF ASW Atlantic. There we go. With my Nimrods, they're going to be patrolling in this area here. So you see they complement each other. So the Nimrod's going to be giving coverage here. I've got another Navy patrol up the top here as well. RAF ASW, there it is. There we go. So this is the core one up here. There's a whole lot of other missions pre-configured as well with caps, bar caps, barrier cap as well as close in caps. You can imagine each of these dots represents an area. You can't really hide those. Bit of a fault really. But there's a lot of coverage, ASW coverage around the carrier. Canadians got some F-18s up. Oh, it's an Alouette. Yeah, no, yeah, the F-18s up. Giving some coverage here. So what we don't want is we're trying to stop bombers, subs, or naval fleets coming through. Is the premise of the mission. So I'll kick it off. We're immediately going to get hit with a whole lot of electronic spikes because obviously they're broadcasting. So we'll see what happens. Okay, there we go. Bing, bing, bing. So they're almost certainly to be ASW helicopters. try and tighten up on those as they get ID'd. So the contact report is saying it's likely to be a Su-33 flanker actually. Oh right, okay. So they've got some air coverage up. That's a bit worrying. They're pretty deadly, those Su-33s. There's not a lot I can do about them. They've got incredibly long range weaponry, incredibly manoeuvrable. I managed to find that my Sea Harriers were pretty much the only thing that could tackle them when I was fighting against them last time. Let's just turn that volume down. For some reason, CMANO, CMANO volume slider resets itself every time you play the mission. It's really annoying. So what was that? So I've just had some Harriers launch off my Invincible, so they're here. So I'm going to be jumping around a bit, so because this is new to me as well, and it sometimes takes me a couple of restarts from honest with you to sort of get my head quite what's supposed to be going on. So I've got a cap up. Invincible, I need to grab the Harrier. There it is. That's on a Royal Navy cap AAW patrol. Click that, see where it's going. Close that down. There it is. So that's the cap. So it's going to set up a cap in that area. That might be a bit ambitious given that there's that much enemy aircraft in the air already. So what I'm probably going to do is tighten that down a bit. Make it a little bit smaller because I don't want them getting engaged too soon until I can scope out what's going on. I found the best way to defeat the Soviets is by almost attrition, really, having them come to you and trying to defeat them using surface-to-air missile systems and just getting a lot of my missiles onto them at the same time. If you try and defeat them by attack, when they're already, especially at the start of the mission, you're dead in the water. Get another aircraft. You can assume all these are hostile. I'm not going to mark any of them hostile yet, just in case, because there are friendlies. Apparently, it said to watch out. There could be some friendlies in the air. Oh, there we go. MiG-29s. Brilliant. Great. Okay. I've got a whole lot of ships. I've got a whole lot of aircraft that I'll be going to be launching off the carrier here pretty shortly. What have we got coming up there? F-14s are sadly missed. Sparrow 3s fucking useless, so I'm not quite sure what good they're going to be, to be frank. But trouble with the Sparrows is they have to be actively guided onto the target all the way, so it's not a fire and forget. So you tend to get in this game, you tend to get these chicken runs where you've got a whole lot of jets flying at each other, launching missiles at each other, and then they evade. And when they evade, they take their bore sight, the radar bore sight, off the target, and of course the weapon loses track and it falls out of the sky. So it's really, really difficult. You literally have to pause the game, stop, turn evasion off until the last minute, so that weapon gets as much of a track towards the enemy target. Turn evasion on, dodge the missile, turn it back off again, get the aircraft back facing the enemy so its radar can broadcast. Bit of a pig, really. You could just let it do its own thing, but it frustrates the hell of me when I know I've got better air pilots that are getting knocked out of the skies. Bit cheating, maybe. I promise I won't do any cheating this time. I won't be stopping and restarting. If I lose stuff, I lose stuff. That's the way it's going to go. As much as that's going to grate the hell out of me. What have we got up here? Right, we've got some Tornado F3s up on cap as well. There's another cap here, original cap. These guys are armed with Skyflash 2s, like the modernised Skyflashes. Not bad actually, but again, still suffer with active broadcast, and they can only engage one target. They can only illuminate one target at a time. So I really need to get my F-14s up with the Phoenixes and the F-18Cs with the AMRAAMs, which are obviously fire and forget weapons, much better. Or actively, they can actively broadcast. What have we got up here? I think we've got a cap. Yeah, we got. I think these are American Reserve, or what they call them. National Guard. There you go. Yeah, National Guard boys, and they're flying out of probably going to be flying out of Goose Green up here, or possibly even Thule. The trouble with that, you can see how far they've got to go, so they need constant tanker support. You only need a few taken out and you're in trouble. Right, so I'm going to go quiet on you for a bit and try and work out what we're going to do. That Fulcrum, he's going to be flying out of Keflavik, so I'm going to pause it. One of the things we could do is we could try and hit the air bases, and that would stop any more incursion. I could use, it's a real mess when there's it's really complex and there's loads going on. The carrier battle group are armed with TLAMs, so these are my Tomahawks, but I've only got, okay, yeah, so we've got 109A, so we've got 8 standards, and we've got a whole load of 122 Block 2, so these are good ones. So, and and they're guidable in the air, I believe those ones, so I can do nice little waypoints for those and sort of guide them in doglegs. So we could bombard the crap out of Keflavik, which would stop any additional MiG-29s taken off. The difficulty is, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this, ever seen this, but these air bases are massive, and if you zoom in you can see, so there's two versions, there's two views you have. You have a grouped view like that, which just simplifies everything down into one, and then you have like a detailed view which shows the often quite accurately positioned so there'll be a runway will be somewhere here, so one of these will be a runway, there we go, tarmac space, there'll be a runway somewhere here, revetment, one of these will be, there's a runway access point, there's tarmac space, one of these will be the runway itself, there's the runway, so I can, it's a long fucker, 3.2 clicks long, so even if I bomb it, the jets are likely to be able to take off again, so I've not found a really very effective way of destroying air bases. They're really difficult to destroy short of nuking them, and I'm not allowed to use nukes in this mission. One of the things you can do is you can set recon over there, try and work out with the aircraft which of these revetments, which of these tarmac spaces the aircraft and hangars the aircraft are parked in, and you can bomb the hangars with penetrators and try and destroy the aircraft inside. It works quite well, but there's likely to be upwards of 300 or 400 aircraft parked in here. I know I've got at least 2 or 3 regiments of aircraft. I couldn't believe the number when I saw it. I'll just confirm that. Hang on, game briefing. Okay, so the enemy. So we've got the Kuznetsov is one of the enemy carriers. We've got the Varyag, which is the other one. So it's a carrier. This will be this will be like a Kirov or something like that, a missile buddy cruiser, absolute arsehole to try and kill. That'll be a I can't remember the bloody name of the thing now, but like a big anti-ship, again cruise missile launching bloody thing. A whole load of escorts, which will be a combination of, I can't remember their names now, but they tend to group them as anti-submarine and then anti-air, and they work together quite well. Extremely difficult to target. Keflavik fully operational, so it looks like we've got at least 30 to 40 MiG-29s, 40 plus Su-24s. They're deadly, these things. Those are the ones that got shot down over Turkey, if you don't know. Pretty deadly in a maritime role. Very, very long range radar, extremely fast, can fly very low and drop really long range weaponry. There's also likely to be long range naval aviation, so that'll be either Bears, Badgers, Backfires, and those fucking carry Kitchen missiles. So if you know what an AS4 Kitchen missile is, you might as well forget about it. If they spot where I am, I'm fucked basically, because I'm never going to be shooting those down. They fly at Mach 4, they've got an enormous range, they're massively powerful. They hit a ship, the ship's gone. This game's really taught me how ineffective our navies would be without masses of air coverage. It's the only way we'd have ever been able to beat them, because these guys can just strike from so far away. Yeah, and at least 12 SSNs, and again these guys all carry cruise missiles or wake homing torpedoes, almost impossible to dodge, really tricky. So I reckon there's upwards of potentially, I'm sure I saw somewhere it said 400 aircraft, which sounds ridiculous, but I've done these guys' missions before, and there are hundreds of enemy aircraft. You just keep launching and launching and launching them. Having said that, I've got a lot this time, to be fair. These are the air groups we've got. There we go, 200 to 300 frontline aircraft in this particular mission. Right, so I can try and knock it out. Bear in mind the carrier-borne aircraft are going to be restricted to somewhere around their carriers. If I can sufficiently take out their helicopter defence, I can get a sub in there and possibly kill them. I'm never going to be able to do anything about these guys up here. I don't have the range really to get up here potentially to knock out these other ones. So we're not going to be coming from up there as well on the Jan Mayen Islands. So I'm not sure. So I think what we do is we'll just check what our subs are doing. Right, so he's running. Let's get the game running again. And there we go. He's cavitating. Why is he cavitating? Cruise. Fucking game. Let's see. Let's check all these guys. Cruise. Cruise. Should be just over the layer. Let's get these down to 13 knots, because I'm going to be cavitating any more than that. I don't know why, it must be very shallow there or something. I'm just going to pause it again whilst I do this. This kind of micromanagement is great, it's fun, but it's annoying when you've got literally thousands of units to manage, so you have to pause the game, which is why it takes me so long to play it. Is the layer's really low on high on. So I don't know if you guys know about layer temperature layers. So when I'm inside that layer, it's really hard to find me. If I'm above the layer, it'll be really hard for them to find me if they're streaming towed arrays, which tend to fall below the array layer. But then I'm going to be easy to spot by helicopters and other simple ship. If I'm below the layer, I'm pretty much proof against anything unless they've got specific anti-submarine frigates which tow these lines below the layers. So I tend to sit in the layer, but when you're in the layer, it means you can't see them either because that temperature layer reflects sounds above and below it. There you go, simple explanation of a layer. I think it's in this instance we're going to leave them above the layer, which means I can detect them moving in the water at range and set them to 13 knots so they're just cruising. Once I've found them, I can then get them motoring towards the enemy target a little bit easier. But at the moment we're going to slow them down just so they're not going to get heard. We've got a Trafalgar class sub there as well, not quite as capable as some of the American stuff, but slightly better sonar from what I can make out. These Spearfish torpedoes are fucking excellent as well. They're like 80 knots attack speed, so if I can get within range, deadly, but I've only got 6 of them. Tigerfish are fucking useless. They can actually, the ships actually go faster than Tigerfish torpedoes can catch up, so very much of a stealth. So last chance. Harpoons, again okay, but you've only got 4. Soviet systems really spot them a long way away and take them down, so again they're really for use against commercial shipping really, or not really that good against enemy unless I can get a lot of them in the air at the same time. But we'll just check what he's doing, something stupid as well. He is, yes he is. Okay, now my other Trafalgar managed to kill all the other subs, enemy fleets last time around, so I've kept that alive. I've had it to simulate it was ran out of torpedoes. I've moved it from where it was at the end of the last mission, which was somewhere up here, attacking the enemy fleet, just as it escaped in theory. I did actually manage to kill it, but we'll say it escaped. It's managed to shuttle down over the last 24 hours, and it's had a rapid refit. It's rearmed again, and it's coming out of Faslane, which is somewhere here in real life, I think. So I've moved it further enough away that it's not a cheat to have it back in again. It's got to get itself back up into the AO. Let's just check it's not doing anything stupid. Cavitation of 13 is doing 5. I think we can probably afford to cavitate that because it needs to get there a bit quicker. We'll have that running at full speed. And it's very shallow there, obviously, as it's coming out of the mainland UK. So as it gets deeper, it will continue to just move itself down and be deeper. Yeah, so we'll leave that doing its thing. There was another sub I spotted I had. Yeah, this one down here. Sturgeon class. Fuck knows what that patrol has just got there. Looks stupid as fuck. It's cavitating again, annoying. That means anything else in the area would have been able to hear it. And he's above the layer. Fine, let's leave it doing its thing. These guys should be starting to drop sonar buoys, so we'll just turn those on. Yeah, okay, so all the ASW aircraft are going to stop dropping sonar buoys. So these sit in the water and obviously transmit a signal, or they listen for signals. So P's listen, A's are active, so they actively ping, and these guys just sit silent. 131 feet down, so that's above the layer. This one's above the layer. Above. They will randomly drop below as well, which is important, so we get good coverage. So I'll leave them doing their thing. This guy looks to have launched. Oh, look at this, slowly just coming. Oh yeah, okay, so he's launched a patrol. He's on a plotted course, airborne. What the fuck is he doing then? Fuck knows what he's doing. It's possible that the mission makers had it, so he's launched, so we might get an attack soon. It gives me a chance to defeat, I don't know. But one net is not enough to really do much against the sub. I can't really put down a net with that. All I can do is use him to get a sub once I've found the sub. So this guy is really good at detecting subs. The Oliver Hazard Perry is a fantastic anti-submarine warfare platform. If it can detect it, because this guy will be streaming. I will show you what he's streaming. Where's my sensor arrays for that? Oh, he's an A. Sorry, yeah, I can't control these units. That's why he's doing that weird thing. He'll be streaming a sensor, a towed array, sort of a couple of kilometers behind him, above the layer and below the layer. So he'll be pretty sensitive to any subs coming in range, hopefully. And of course, as he moves across, he's going to have coverage from the French coming in. Are these guys launching? Okay, it's taxing to take off. Yeah, they've got a mission, so they're going to be doing their thing. Which still begs the question, what the fuck am I going to do about this, these aircraft? Is Jetstream still working? Seems to be. It's good. There we go. There we go. It's live and it's working. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Recon. What I want to be doing is looking to target these recon aircraft. This guy's obviously just lightly on a cap or with a probe in attack to see what's going on. So I can't do anything with the subs. What I might do is if I can get a longer range F-14 up with some Phoenixes or something. I'm not really supposed to use Phoenixes against the fighters, but you kind of got to knock the fighters out to allow me to get up towards the bombers, and I'd rather be up close to the bombers. Really bad thing with this game, you can be miles away, launch a missile, it takes 10 minutes to get where it's going, and then the bomber just the backfire just turns and it misses. It's so frustrating. So what I tend to try and do is get the aircraft within visual distance where I can launch a heat and like an air-to-air, like a sidewinder or something where I can guarantee a hit. It's just more reliable, I've found. But that means A, me being able to get up to them fast enough, and B, being able to take out the screen. And I just want to see how many Mavericks I've got, not Mavericks, Phoenixes I've got available. Magazines, just so I know I'm not going to waste them if I do send them up. You can see how many weapons I've got access to and how complex it is. AIM 54s. Right. So I've got quite a lot, about 300 plus or minus Phoenixes available to me. That's a lot. That's more than I expected actually. So I don't feel so bad about wasting them now. So let's get some F-14s up in the air. Not quite sure the difference between the F-14A and B. I'll find out. There's probably performance difference. Phoenixes. I think I might have just launched some because I'm sure I had some up here in the A's. Let's have a look. You can normally tell by the range of the circles. So these pink circles represent AA. And just so you don't know, you can check up here. Air weapons pink. Screaming Eagles. Phoenixes. Nice. Alright, so the Phoenix has a good range. Phoenix has, if you didn't know, 120 nautical mile range, which is a long way. Fucking huge missile. But not realize how big they are. Incredibly expensive. Each one was about $1 million quid, $1 million, I think. Right, what we'll do is we'll get that guy. He's on a cap at the moment, so we'll take him off that. So you to cancel that. We'll replot a route for him up here, and we'll send him on his way. So he's going to go and do a bit of interference for me up there. We'll get it running again. Now you can see why these things take so long. I've got a crap ton of ferry missions down here. I've got a shitload of F-18s. I think these are Air National Guard F-18s based down in New Orleans. Somehow they're going to have to get themselves up to Thule or Goose, possibly Goose Bay. I think Thule's not a bad idea. I think that's the mission they're on at the moment actually. F-15s, taxi to take off to Thule, which is like 2,300 nautical miles away. It's a long way, so that's going to take forever to get them up there anyway. Then it's going to have to be turned around. I've got 2 days on this mission. Good luck, streamers. Yeah, that's really important. You've got to think ahead of your logistics on this kind of game. You've got to get right. So if they're down there, you've got to get moving. So they're going to be up there within a day and ready to go. So they'll be able to provide coverage up here to potentially attack anything coming out of Yemen. And what I'm worried about is enemy coming up this way. Right. What's that? Slot back, Su-27s. Ugh, my worst nightmare. Right, we're going to get some Harriers up. See if we can smack those down. The Harry's so good at getting in and low and up and out fast that I managed to get it so they could actually effectively engage these big old, more modern jets. I just don't have very many of them. And they're armed with Sea Eagles. Fucking brilliant. That was not smart thinking on my behalf. I should have changed that to AMRAAMs. I'm not going to change it now. I've got the two up already, but if I send those off, that's it. I've lost them then. Each one's got 4 AMRAAMs. What I could try and do is try and use my tornadoes. I think we'll do that. See if I can draw one of these guys in and then get it cam over the SAM screen. I could do it twice actually. By taking them, pressing U and taking them off the mission, it's probably going to launch more tornadoes to fulfill that mission, because the mission will be to try and keep a constant flow of aircraft in the air there. So I'll probably get some launches coming up from wherever they're based, which is Lossiemouth, I think. What else have we got coming out of Lossiemouth? More tornadoes, yeah. I think they were obviously already on their way, those guys. The bar cap. And a fueler. That's great, so we're going to have some fuel air support. Sorry, tanker support. Right, so let me just pause it quickly. We do have some AEW. What we need to do, the primary objective will be to find these enemies now. So let's see what we've got going on. CVN Enterprise AEW, so Airborne Early Warning, Hawkeyes. So let's see where that group has been marked. Alright, so I've got a patrol up. It's active. Is he broadcasting? Because sometimes you go into these missions and an hour or two in, you realise why the hell you get your fleet knocked out of the air. Why couldn't I find those guys? Why didn't I see the missiles coming in? And you find out the mission hasn't actually turned any of the radar run. In this instance, it is running, so I know he's broadcasting. So his area of influence or detection is the white circle, is airborne targets, and these guys are great because they've got a sea maritime radar as well. Of yellow. So again, if you don't know it, you tend to keep your fleets dark. You don't want your fleets broadcasting. Your fleets broadcasting are going to get themselves killed. And the reality is they can only detect up to the horizon anyway, which is sort of around this range. What you can see, that yellow circle there is as far as my fleet could detect if it was broadcasting, but it's not. It shouldn't be, he says. Just check. It's not great. Fine. So which is why you have aircraft doing it for you, because the aircraft are hard to pin down. The aircraft could be over here. It doesn't mean the fleet's over there. The juggle, the gamble you play with these is how far do I send it out to try and detect stuff? What kind of coverage can I give? Because these guys, as soon as they detect those, as soon as they get any EW ping, they're going to be gunning for it, because his objective will be to kill my EWs, my AEW. Right, I'm going to redirect this guy slightly that way. I'm going to make sure he's above the layer as well. Yep. And he's cavitating. Idiot. I bet they all are, aren't they? I didn't do it very sensibly. Fuck's sake. Yep, we are. Idiot. That layer is normally much deeper than that. Just going to restrict my ability to get any speed up. And be detecting at the same time. Anyway. It's annoying, it's just like they haven't been spotted by now. Quickly find out, because they'll have submarines heading their way. Right. I'll probably not pick the best mission to broadcast because it is so complex, but right. So just a reminder, we sent some tornadoes up here. I'm going to see if I can bait these fighters, see if I can draw them in over the SAM screen, because they don't know that there is a fleet here necessarily. They will have known from the last episode that I was active in this area and defending this area and this area, but they won't necessarily know unless they've detected them already. I can't see any of their radars are intersecting these yet. So it's quite a good way to, and whilst these guys shoot sea darts, not exactly the most sophisticated weapon, it is the only surface-to-air missile launch from a ship to ever actually have killed anything in real life, which is a little known fact. So all those American missiles, they've never actually shot anything down, whereas the Sea Dart has on several occasions, both in the Falklands and during the Gulf War. Not many people know that. So I think there's a fleet here somewhere, and I think there's possibly something up here as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Elint aircraft up, and once they're up, they're going to start sniffing the airwaves, seeing what's going on. That is the ASW, but there are some Elints up. There's one. They've got an there we go. So we've got a Raven up, an American Raven, probably flown out Lakenheath, who's ECM. He's based in Lossiemouth at the moment, so it's not far to go, so we can stay up a long time. These guys are really efficient. They've got a great fuel range. He's at a high altitude, and he's just cruising. Why is he cruising? Let's just have a quick look at what his mission is. You've got to check your fuel rate as well. Transit throttle, cruise, station loiter. So what is his station? Okay, he's not quite on his station, which is why he's cruising. So what we could do is just save him some fuel. We'll just adjust that mission. Set the transit to loiter as well, which just saves a bit of fuel for him. So he'll slow down now. There you go. Slow down from 40 knots, 350. Just going to save him a bit of fuel. We don't need him rushing up and down. Moving slowly is nice. I don't really know how effective the ECM is. Frankly, it's hard to tell. Short Plenty is another player that could tell me, or stopping the mission, going to God's Eye View and seeing how effective it is. But I can jam. At least I've got some way of jamming them. What I might try and do is move him actually up a bit further so he can give some coverage over my fleets. You've just got to be a bit careful because I don't want to get too close because he'll be a target. Right, so another bogey detected by something. Christ knows which one that is. EA6. Where the fuck's it? EA6? Likely to come off the fleet somewhere. It's that one there. There you go. 320. Yeah, 233. Yeah. If anybody knows a way to press a button to bring up the last information piece, maybe it's space. No, I don't know. It would be really useful for my spaces pause. So. Right, it's been ID'd as a Fulcrum, another one. So how are they IDing it? Emissions. So they're looking at the emissions, so it's detected an emission from this radar, it knows the frequency, we know the frequency, and then you can identify it. You can do it manually sometimes. I'm just going to turn off these markers again, because they'll start to get annoying, because they put down hundreds of these fuckers. Oh. Sonar boy, do not show. It gets really confusing when there's loads, and it slows the game down massively as well. You can already see each of those is a second. It's running just about on time at the moment, but it bogs down, and this is a big rig, so quite amazing how much it slows the game down. But if you think about it, I've probably got, Christ knows, game, order of battle. These are all the assets I've got up in the game at the moment. There's a lot. Some of these are divided, I think, or maybe not. I don't know. No, yeah, there's a lot. There's thousands altogether. Certainly hundreds, and that's just my side. Right, this guy's moving rather quick. I've just noticed that. So he's doing 520 knots, which is likely he's on something. He's spotted something and he's gunning for it. So that means they do have radar coverage and they can see something in here. So whether they've got radar coverage coming out of Keflavik, which I can't see because of the sheer size of it, I don't know. Looks like we've got real Apaches flying over. Harriers with AMRAAMs. What I might do, so these guys are moving north at a steady rate. I'm not going to bring him any further north. I was going to try and bait these guys out, but I think I'll let them come in, which means adjusting that cap area slightly. Again, ooh, close. There we go. So the middle box is their patrol space. So they're going to try and stay within there, and then anything inside this red area they will engage. So if something pops up all of a sudden, they'll have it, or they'll try to have it. So I don't want it going too far out, because if it was up here, they'd be trying to gun for these guys, and I want to bring them in, trying to get them within that purple pink ring there, because then I can engage them with the sea darts. Yeah. Okay. All right. It seems to have had all my aircraft. I didn't realise I'd be putting them all up in the air. Right. How's my F-14 doing? That's the one. I've got him cruising. We could boost him up a bit faster, but I don't really want to have to waste any more fuel than I absolutely have to, because when they're actually in the middle of a dogfight, they burn it like nobody's business. So you want to try and be a bit more cautious with it if you can. Need some cruise. Okay. Didn't realise they cruised at 405. Normally they cruise at 480. What's military thrust? 520. Same. Oh, I'm looking at military. They've got really good legs, these guys. Not only are they fast, but they've got a long range. I don't know how the Navy manage without them, frankly, because the F-18s don't have anywhere near the range. So these Su-27s lightly from here. There's likely to be some sort of tanker support from up here. They're gunning for me. That's a target. He's jamming. So if I can get one of my Harriers up there, in fact we're going to do that. We're going to sneak him up. Off the mission, plot him a route, adjust his height. He's going to come in real low. And send him on his way. And he's going to rapidly descend and push himself up that way. Interestingly, these guys look like they're engaging the tornadoes. Which, if you remember, I manually moved up, so I'm just going to move him that way. Redirect his attack. Same with this chap. See if we can get him to loiter within that area there. So normal activity for the Dutch fleet, they're just doing an ASW, so that's the ASW fleet's taken off. Their lynxes are going to be doing a sweep of this area here. Basically the area within the box. They'll drop sonars, they'll go down and check, these guys have dipping sonars. They'll sit and hover, drop the sonar in the water, listen for subs, really effective. And because my fleet isn't moving, it's going to be very hard to fight. So I've really just got that there, just to prevent anything smashing its way through here. Nimrods are up to be covering this area. Su-33s. So you can see these ever widening estimated positions. So this guy hasn't had a radar ping, or hasn't been actively detected for 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So he could be anywhere within that radius, basically, based on his last known position of speed. It's likely he's just ducked down below the radar, because you can see we're on the edge of the radar sphere here. What I might do is move the fleet up a little. The fleet is moving at 8 knots. Let's just slow that down a little. Slow Instead he wins the race because it means I can listen. If you're smashing through the water, everything hears you coming and you can't hear anything coming at you. So that radius is steadily going to move forward and give me a bit more coverage. And the screen of subs should help to defend. But like I said, I don't really want to attack. I almost want to bring them to me if I have to. Engage and kill them. And through attrition bring their forces down. Close the door so you don't have to hear the nursery rhymes. Still coming. Right, let's speed it up a bit then, since there's nothing urgent. Ooh. So as soon as you start speeding the game up, you're in a world of pain, basically, because things happen so quick. Right, let's just see what's happened. Right, we've lost one of the targets, so he's obviously ducked down below the radar, or he's gone back to base, one of the two. C-33. They're on a cap, they're patrolling. So I'm just going to be really careful about any aircraft moving in this area here. What I might do is add some of those phantoms to that cap. Oh, they're already on it, fine. And they're going to be ready in 45 minutes. What I will do is get a flight of Buccaneers up. Personal favourite aircraft. My stepdad used to fly Buccaneers, so aircraft that's quite close to my heart and really capable. Let's get a group of those up with their radar. So we'll launch them as a group, so they go as a pair. We'll assign them to the RAF bar cap. That gets them in the air and gets them moving in the right direction. I tend to do that because otherwise you forget you've launched them and they sit there hovering over the base wasting fuel. So that gets them up and head them over here. And once they're up here, I'm going to set them on a low trajectory with their radars on and see what we can find. Because they carry missiles as well, perhaps we can get a firing solution. Meanwhile, 31,000 feet and climbing. This guy is on an ASW, so as soon as he gets to that height, in fact I'm going to bring him down now, it doesn't need to be transited at that height. Let's just check the mission is on. ASW mission. Okay, so his patrol is in this area, so what we're going to do is just make that a little bit bigger. So what I can do is I can now hit delete, it will reassign a new position. Delete again, too far away. Yeah, I want him starting around there. Too far. That'll do. And he'll start falling now because he's in this area, so he'll get down to a low altitude, which should help protect him from these fuckers up here. There's nothing stupid going on anywhere else. So you can see a huge amount of civilian aircraft coming across. I've got to help defend this. Oh, okay, flash traffic. Right. We have a full half squadron F-15s from the 493rd, based in Lakenheath. Fantastic. Based in Lakenheath. I'm confused now. There's no Lakenheath. Yeah, because I tried to put Lakenheath down and it wouldn't let me put it down for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't bother. That's why I put those Nimrods. Oh yeah, I put some B-1Bs in, just because you can, and they're carrying naval mines. So if I get an idea where the fleet's going, I can mine the, because it's a beautiful aircraft. Why would you not want to have that in your mission? Come on. And we've got some tankers down there as well. Right, they've been transferred to Lossiemouth. Okay, fine. The casualty threshold for reversion is 30% for aircraft. Right, what that means is if I lose 4 aircraft, I'm supposed to stand them down. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think given the situation, I think it would be all or nothing, frankly. But so there they are. They actually were already in there. I just don't think I've got access to them yet. No, I haven't. Ah, right. Yeah, they're starting to come on stream. It looks like... Yeah, they're now ready. Okay, yeah, fine. And they've got AMRAAMs. So I might actually use a few of those now. Get those guys up in the air. So I'm going to launch as a group. Add them to RAF bar cap. Get them in the air and get them moving. Same with these guys. Launch as a group. Add to bar cap. 2 minutes to take off. So you can see you have realistic ready times. Hang on. Hello. So these Falcons are not going to be ready for 2.5 hours. 2 hours 45. Right, let's get it going. That's not a good sign. Right, so we've got a fencer up with his radar. He's looking. He's probably going to be at a relatively low altitude. Not only is he jamming, but he's actively seeking. So I think that's definitely worth a Phoenix, personally. We should be up his chuff pretty shortly from this guy. Don't know how fast he is, don't know how high he is, and he could be somewhere within that area there. Although we think he's most likely there, because that's where he's last tracked. C-33s. There's definitely a carrier in there somewhere. Right, exciting. Okay, I'm certain this is an enemy fighter, so I'm going to mark it hostile with the H key. I'm going to make sure if there's more than one, they're both marked hostile. I do the same with this guy. That means that I don't have to go and investigate him before I can engage him. And what we're going to do is we're going to order this fleet to attack these aircraft. They won't move, but when they come within range, they'll engage. So Gloucester is going to shoot a sea dart, 2 sea darts. Exeter is going to shoot. Another way you can do it, just go to the 2 sea darts. Normally they would fire just 1, and I find it's not enough. You don't have a high enough probability of a hit. I'll do it manually just to guarantee that. They would have engaged on their own, but they might have taken longer to recognise it and ID it. I think these guys are gunning for this jamming aircraft. In fact, I'm certain they are. That would be a major target for them, so I'm just going to pull that down a bit. So they always have to fly through that screen, and that's well within the bar cap area as well there. So they should be, he should be covered. Let's just put a bit of pace on the game. Yeah, you can see he's changed his position slightly to engage. How's this guy doing? There we go. They can't see him, so let's just pop him there. And he's shifting along at 1,000 feet above the ground. Beautiful aircraft. Gunning for whatever that is. Probably a Badger. Could be a Su-24. F-15's just launched from Lossiemouth. They're going to hightail it to that area there, and what I might do is redirect them across here to engage some of these bogies. They've got AMRAAMs, so again, fire and forget, nice bit of kit. That's my F-14's doing? F-14s, they've got 8 Phoenixes. So once I've got a bit clearer to understand the kind of airspace defence they've got here, what we might try and do is do a strike on Keflavik with TLAMs. So I'm just going to watch what happens with this engagement up here, and then we'll plot a mission. We won't launch it yet, but we'll plot a mission for that and have it ready to go when we need it. Alright. So I think these are the Su-27s. He's slowed down a bit. That normally means they've possibly lost. I know he's back up again. He's turned to engage. Now they're going to technically be able to potentially see some of these helicopters, depending on how effective his radar, how high he is. He's 36,000 feet. Maybe not. I don't know what the cloud base is there like as well. Let's look at the cloud base. No cloud. Yeah. Could be an issue. I'm just going to hide some of those show raids, just to tidy them up a little bit. Actually, that's not what I wanted to do really. Just want to try and tidy up some of these areas of not quite sure where it gets really scrappy when there's hundreds of aircraft up. Right, so this, whatever this is just about to cross into my SAM range. You don't get 100% launch coverage until around sort of there maybe. So that's going to be about the engagement distance. Exeter, Sheffield, what have I got launching? Birmingham and Gloucester, wasn't it? Right. So that's the actual. Yeah, so we're going to get a launch about here. Potentially. What I might do is get Sheffield to push up one each as well. Ah, I forgot Sheffield. Yeah, why would you name your frigate Sheffield when Sheffield is clearly a destroyer? But anyway, yeah, go, just confused the hell out of me. Yeah, I think the guy that did this is American because he would have known the Sheffield is. Unless there was a Sheffield frigate. Forgive me if there was a Boxer. I didn't know there was. I'm pretty sure there was never a Sheffield frigate. I'm pretty sure the Sheffield is the destroyer that was killed by the RGs. Right, so the first of the Eagles F-15s have left that National Air Guard base in New Orleans and they're heading north. So good luck with that flight. 12 hours later. 2,200 miles. And they'll be unarmed. Just with huge buddy tanks, fuel tanks. So this guy's likely to have a missile engagement range of probably around about where his radar is. They're extremely effective, these guys. So I should be able to engage him before he's going to be within range of my Raven. We should be doing a good job of annoying the hell out of them. And the effect jamming has is well, it's as you get closer, it jumps targets all over the place. So you'll have weapon launches because they think they're within range and all of a sudden they're not within range, and it doesn't hide the target, but it makes the target move around. That's the effect that the jamming has. So it makes it extremely hard to actually pinpoint the location, the actual location, and then engage it, almost impossible. Once the missiles have got a lock, I haven't found it to be that effective. So if you suddenly get loads of AS4 kitchens coming in on your fleet and you put your jamming on, I've yet to have it actually prevent the fleet being killed. But I suppose technically if there's enough jamming going on, it would work. See, these guys are getting jammed. Feeling that's my AEW, so he's feeling the effects of the jam. Now there should be a mission up, I think. I've just paused it. ECM mission. So I've got 2 prowlers, or one's up already. Okay, so these guys are jamming. Alright, so these guys are jamming up here. Let's just check he's actually jamming, because I don't think he is, because it doesn't say jamming. Yeah, it's just what pissed me off. Yes, it's not been set up properly. So what I do is edit that mission now. I'm glad I checked. So you go to mission doctrine, MCON, turn jamming active. Right, now he's going to be jamming them. So I've got AEW here, jamming up here, and I think I've got an Elite fighter up here. Yeah, so I've got this guy's up, just sucking in all the good stuff that's going on with electromagnetic waves, and he's able to detect from much further away. And there, he can be dark. He doesn't have to be broadcasting. He's just sitting there listening. Right, let's get it going. Where's this missile launch? Okay, it's just going into Gloucester's range now. What I could do is put one up from Invincible as well. So I pushed up a dart each. And it will normally tell you why it won't launch straight away. So out of the target's DLZ, basically means it's not facing the right way, or it's just not quite within range. Yeah, so that's that Elint. Or maybe not. Yeah, that's the Elint. Yeah, so he's picking up enemy radar. This guy's also doing it as well. They're very sensitive to electromagnetic signals. So there'll be stuff, picking up stuff coming out of Keflavik. Right, we have a missile launch. Slight disadvantage of that is the moment it gets launched, these guys' fire guidance radars go live, which means they're visible. So this guy now has 3 missiles on its way to him. And the Sea Dart is pretty good. I found it's pretty effective. Bad picture because it's here on underneath an aircraft, but it's a pretty effective bit of kit. It has an 80% probability of hit, which from a weapon design in I think originally the 60s is not bad. We need that hit. And this guy's going to miss my engagement zone, so I'm going to have to move that mission, which is this one here. I need to get him out of the way slightly. I'm getting squeezed here by this guy as well. So what we're going to do, we need to get those F-15s up pretty quick, really. Right, we're going to set this guy to engage up here. He should react and go after burner, he says. That's because I pressed the wrong one. There we go. No. Take him off the mission, then tell him to attack. Now he's going. Right, he's off. He'll have gone after burner, so he'll be engaging that guy. Meanwhile, in Sea Dart land, it's not the best angle. What you need to do is you need to be saturating them. So those two are really quite close together, so fingers crossed to saturate the hit. Miss. If he tried to spoof it, failed, but he missed anyway. It's just the angle it's attacking at. Got him. Whew, sigh of relief. So of course, as I move that guy across, I'm getting closer to the area of coverage by the Su-33s. And there's a lot up there. Whether I can get enough of an angle on this guy into the SAM zone to be able to engage him before he engages me, I don't know. What I might have to do is go dark for a sec. You were probably thinking, well, why the hell don't I direct vector these guys to go and deal with it? But the shit, frankly. Oh, I'll give it a go, I suppose. Don't know whether he'll engage because I don't think the bar cap's quite big enough. Oh, it is. Yeah, he should be able to engage. If I put so this is their area of coverage on that mission there, RAF bar cap. So he should, in theory, F1 attack. I think he's trying to get to his mission zone first, so what we'll do is we'll just make it a bit smaller. Delete his waypoint. Right, he'll find a new waypoint. He realises he's in the zone and he should attack now. He says. I don't know why he's not attacking. Let's take him off the mission and send him up manually. But I'll show you the problem with these. His buddy is. You see what? You get this weird effect sometimes. His wingman's gone and he hasn't gone. I don't know why. Who knows? Fuck knows. So his wingman's off and got it. For some reason he didn't. It's just a weird thing with this game. Maybe it's me not understanding it. And these guys are going to shoot sky flashes, which need active radar coverage, and you can see their range of engagement is almost certainly less than his range of engagement. So I have to saturate him with enough sky flashes quickly enough to be able to kill him before his radar guided missiles can kill me. If I can kill him, obviously his missiles fall out of the sky. Just checking on those. What's going on over here? Sorry, my little girl in the background. Oh, I forgot this guy. So I'm going to get this guy a little bit closer before I actively send him to engage. I probably could have done this anyway, yeah. Told him to attack and then set his altitude, but right, so what's that? F-16's coming out of Burlington. Here we go. Right, these guys are obviously on a ferry. F-16 ferrying Goose ferry. So they'll be ferrying up to this airbase up here, and then they'll be rearmed up there. That's good. Quicker they do that better. And if you can hear the vibrator in the background, sorry, it's the bloody washing machine's just come on. Right. Let's have this guy go to... No, I want to get him a bit closer. Let's got that guy moving a bit faster. We'll get him out, and as soon as he's there, we'll set him to go cruise. Actually, we'll get into cruise at 180, minus 180, which should put him inside the layer, which means you can go. Yeah, fast without being detected. Just taking them off the mission, see if I can get them a bit further into the SAM envelope. Waiting for fuel in these guys. Okay, we're still okay. 216 more nautical miles before he's going to have to turn back. This gives him a range of about there. Moving at 425, not fast enough. Right, I've told him to attack now, but we're going to keep. Yeah. So at least he should follow him now properly. Speed up, just see if we can kill this, whoever this is. It's going to be close because I think is the word. Got fucking no idea what they are. They're vampires, so they're likely to be attacking my fleet. That's really bad news. What we can do is we can task these guys to try and engage them. They don't tend to be that good against these things, but it's better than getting a missile at the chuff. Let's see what we can do. Yeah. They've found my fleet. So these guys are vectoring now. Okay, we got launch of Sea Dart on the second bogey. 2, we should get 3 out, I think. And we've got a launch against those vampires, whatever they are. They're not travelling that fast. I don't think they're kitchens, which is one blessing. Otherwise they'd be there by now. But it does mean I'm wasting my missiles against them. Fuck. That'll be a sky flash. So you'll see he's got to go active with the sky flash. He has to fucking illuminate the target, which means of course everything this side of him knows he's there now. And if he gets engaged and he turns away, they lose track and they fall out of the sky. Really annoying. Quite how he thought we'd manage that in real life, I have no idea. I found these slower moving cruise missiles, and it is a cruise missile of some sort, even though it's at 50,000 feet. They tend to be relatively easier to engage with these air-to-air missiles. It's the kitchens that just go so fast at like fucking Mach 4. We'll just see if we can hit them. So the AMRAAM's gone active. Miss. 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 And another miss. So all those first missiles missed. Dangerous. If you let them get past and get a better angle on them, then you can't catch them up fast enough. So you win, you lose either way. You might be able to go to guns. Got 1, 2. Launch the Sidewinder. Looks like this fucker's launched something at my Raven. Fingers crossed we can kill him quick enough. Back to the painful world of anti-shipping missiles. One left. Come on, you bastard. Missed. I don't know whether this guy can engage it or not. He's too high for guns. He's going to try another sky flash. Got it. Brilliant. Yay. Difficulty is now I'm down to missiles. 2 AMRAAMs left. 3 AMRAAMs. So if they try that again, which they likely will, and I need to kill this quick. Miss. It's the end. It's the outer edge of its envelope, so it's likely to miss again. Let's see if we can get some sky flashes up against it. I'm going to put 2 up each. It seems wasteful, but I think they're going to need every single one. Got it. Thank fuck for that. Right, that should fall out of the sky. He says. It looks like it was engaging the tornadoes. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, minor panic over. Meanwhile, in the world of F-14s, okay, more vampires. Right, he's RTB. Pause. I forgot to change a few things. Right, turn off the automatic evasion on subs. Because what the fuckers do, if they launch torpedoes at you, the subs evade and then get detected. Because normally, they only have a rough idea where the sub is. I always change that at the very beginning, and I forgot to do it. Frankly, if I get detected and get torpedoes launched at me, I've fucked up really. I don't want that to happen. So we'll try and avoid it altogether. I've never had so many submarines under my command. Which would give me hope if it wasn't for the fact I'm terrified as to why he's giving me so many. Oh, I'm kind of neglecting this area, but isn't it? I kind of just have to hope that the missions he's got set up do the job. What I could do is turn jamming on. If they know I'm there anyway, I think we're going to turn jamming on. It can hopefully just make it harder for them at least. Is it actually doing anything? There we go. Right. So the ships that can jam are jamming. So at least they're going to be bouncing all over the map now, even if they know where they are. I had hoped to do this in a day when it was quieter, without nursery rhymes in the background, but it seems that's not going to be possible. Sorry. That seems to have gone missing, which is worrying. It's either dropped below sea height, which worries me slightly. I think we're going to get up an AEW aircraft here. Sea Kings, search and rescue, maritime surveillance, we'll get that guy out. And we'll create a new mission. So we'll put him here. What's that there? We'll put him there on that dot there. Deselect. I'll do that just so you don't get more than one by accident. Missions, add new mission. We'll call it Royal Navy AEW. It's a support active mission doctrine. Radar is active. Height is 5,000 feet. Like that, 8,000 feet. And then we'll assign a chopper to it. That one there. Great, it's back. Okay, the launch. Why would he launch on that? It's clearly not there, you dick. I've just taken him off whatever mission they were doing. He was probably RTBing. I told him to engage that instead. And the reason they can't fucking see him is because he's at a stupid fucking low level. There's more than one. Right, that's that chopper. Maritime surveillance taking off. So at least that'll stop any more getting too close before we see them. Right, one of them's down. I don't know why that went like that. AMRAAMs, lovely. See, that's redirected itself. God, you've got to love that weapon. Whether it's got the range to catch him up now is a different issue. got to keep these guys heading the right way, otherwise, believe it or not, they'll turn and then the missile will lose its track because they're fucking tornadoes. I don't think they're going to have the range to get it in time. Interestingly, they didn't fight any of these in the last mission. Probably because they would have been too effective, who knows. 1,000 knots at 60 foot, it's hard to shoot down. And you can see there's not a lot of stuff that can manage it. Chaff, great. Seawolf. Let's put 2 Seawolf up. Very short range though. Let's go pause it, see what's going on. Oh, this guy's still chasing this one down. For fuck's sake. More missiles coming in. A lot more. A lot. These could be launched by aircraft. Alright, Seawolf launch. See, this is just Skyflash is struggling to catch it up. Got it. Right. Can this guy engage in time? Who knows? Probably not. Put some sidewinders out. He's too fucking low, too high. Why is he climbing up? Sometimes this game, so he's set for a minimum altitude, and somehow it's been over out to 36,000 feet. It's stupid. Which is why he can't engage with the rockets. This guy's climbing as well. It's fucking stupid. Piss me off. Let's see if I can get guns on him. This guy's not going to be able to catch him up. Time to get a missile away. Well, you can see he would have lost radar contact then if he hadn't turned. Fuck. This thing I'm trying to tell you about, where he stupid, they've got to be pointing at the target. No, it's missed. sidewinders. There we go. These guys are out of their RTB. No missiles left. This is a problem. I'm gonna get this guy as quick as we can. Get this group as well, as quick as we can. What the fuck? It can be frustrating sometimes when you know you've pressed the button and then they just kind of ignore the instruction. He's still zipping along behind whatever this is. If I bring him up, he's likely to get engaged, but we'll give it a go. He might be able to get a missile off. Have him bug out that way. There you go, missile away. I'm going to have him launch another one just because he can. And then return to his previous position at low altitude. How are these guys doing? Not good. Again, it's gone up to a fucking stupid height. Okay, they're at 50,000 feet. They start up high and then they fall down. That's the problem. Didn't even get a rocket off. Fucking annoying. I'm not going to be able to kill all those. No way. Which means my clever idea of having the invincible fleet up there is not going to work. Great. Right, it's a Badger. You shouldn't really be able to see that. You shouldn't, a bit cheap, but first one missed. Jamming, it's probably not helping. There you go. See, it's bouncing all over the fucking place. Missed. Alright, these guys have started engaging the sea darts. Since my aircraft seem stupid, not able to do it. Oh, useless. I wonder what they are. They're so high still for that distance. And they might not actually be engaging. They might be engaging this fleet. Well, they might not know where I am. But it's unusually high for it to be engaging at that distance. SSN 12 sandbox. I'm not sure they know where I am. I think the jamming might be working. effective. It's great news. The trouble is, the less of those they have, they could keep throwing missiles at me all day and I'm going to run out of SAMs. And there goes my SAM screen. I don't think they know where I am. I think they're travelling this way. I think possibly there's a sub or something seeing these guys. Or this guy has spotted them, who knows. As if they haven't gone active and they're too high. So they're definitely flying over the fleet. Anyway. Oh, shit, no, they just got a ballistic curve. They are coming down, and coming down rapidly. This guy needs to engage and do it fast. Phalanx. Got no idea what those things are, but we're going to try them anyway. Got it. Fuck for that. Right, tell me you're going to get a missile off. You should definitely be able to get a missile off. Come on. They're going to keep doing this all day, I think. Flying boat. C-24s, MiG-29s. I'll get a bit closer and I'll go live with the radar so we can get an active track on them. That isn't good. How's my buddy up here doing? So flabbergasted I can't get a single missile off. Finally. Got one. Got one. See if I can boost him over there. A little bit more successful this time. It's to do with this altitude, really. one sidewinder left. Come on. Yeah, they're definitely engaging those guys. 60 foot. Let's try that one. There's a lot of enemy here. Right, let's see if we can go live with this guy. Pretty awesome radar array on the Tomcat. See what we can see. Right, it's pinned. No, it hasn't pinned it down. It's jamming. No, it shouldn't launch unless it gets a decent lock. Bit worried about what these guys are up to. What I don't know is how many of these SSN-12, whatever they are, so they've got. That's the problem. Oh, come on. I've got it. Fuck for that. Right, let's redirect him that way. Trouble with the Sidewinder, obviously, you need a rear. You kind of need a rear aspect to get a decent launch. But you'd have thought that would have been able to do something. Now has he got launchers on the missiles on the launcher? Too ready. What's nice is it's smart enough to know that by the time the missile gets there it will be within range. So that tornado went to guns there, trying to shoot it down. Got it. Stressful. I thought I redirected this chappie. Yeah, again, it split the unit. I don't know why it does that. I reckon it backfires. Searching for these. Yeah, I'm gonna go like that. I've got a tanker on there anyway, that should be okay. And more importantly, they don't have AMRAAMs. A really light load could be an issue. Head into refuel point. You don't want that, it's a pain in the ass. That means I have to then manually go through the missions and fix them manually. What I've done is just set them so they do actually refuel, but not going to travel across the map to do it. Otherwise you find your aircraft all over the fucking place. Yeah, 100 nautical miles he'll go, which gets him well within. Huh. No, it doesn't. Hello.
What time do you want to finish today?
Not yet.
What time do you want to finish today?
What do you want? Something we want.
When you finish your work, can you take Harrison to playground?
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like episode 1 might be coming to an end rather shortly. Let's see if we can kill those, work out whatever that is. Oh. Okay, so we got looks like a Phoenix launch. I have no idea, that's got to be ASW surveillance. Long range. Yeah. What's the range on that? 250 nautical mile range. So it hasn't come far, it's come from Keflavik. So that's come from there. Phoenix away. Those things shift. You see this one's trying to, again it's radar guided I think until the very end, so it's got to stay on track pretty much. This one's here is trying to engage this target here. Like he's moving around every time the jammer jumps in. They come out of nowhere. Looks like it's accelerating to engage. Yep, there's a few up there. That's not good. They've stopped launching sea missiles out here, which is kind of nice. I'm sending him back to base because he's got nothing left. Sending him back to base because he's got nothing left. Same with him. C-27s. What tamale? I'm going to give myself a headache over here, I think. Whatever they are, they ain't friendly. kind of all about the ability to shoot them before they shoot you. It sounds stupid, but with missile engagement as it is, if you've got the range on the legs. Nice. See, they do this stupid fucking thing because I didn't tell them to engage. They're now going to turn away from them. What the fuck? So the missiles are going blind because they're not getting a signal. Oh, so annoying. So then they go autonomous. At least you don't lose them altogether, but it's so annoying when it does that. A shitload of them. His buddy's still desperately trying to find this jammed. Do you know what we might do? Is you that and get him to engage these properly. That's the other thing. Once you've launched, you don't want them going too fast. You don't want them flying fast towards them. You want to go nice and slow, just to allow the missile to get there first. What are these? If I'm quick, I can get enough missiles off and then bug out before these MiG-29s engage. Can't see how fast they're moving. Miss. It's a kill. They look like Su-33s. Right, we're going to piss off out of there, I think. They're going to go blind, but they'll go autonomous. I'm going to hang around. There's too many of them. I'm going to go low. And we're going to go fast. More bombers coming in. Now how fast I can get some Tomcats over there. Don't know whether these are going to pick up anything, but we'll see. I'm kind of pissed I didn't get that Su-24. Miss. Waste of missiles. I can just get him to engage that. A little stealth fighter out there doing nothing. I'd love to know if that was there they are. Right, enemy ships. Let's just mark everything hostile, because I'm pretty sure everything there is hostile. So those are the skunks. One of those is an aircraft carrier. Hence it was probably right to re-angle that guy. The quicker we can get this guy out there, the better. We should put the other carrier somewhere there. Fuck, where happened to those buccaneers I launched? There they are. Still on their way up. Right, let's set them a little mission. Let's put some of these seagulls to work. See if we can get a missile away in one of those. What we'll do is we'll get a few more up as well. Minutes. These guys have got what? Martels? TV Martels? I think we'll give that a miss. They've got a relatively short range, those buggers. Nautical miles, yeah, they'll get shot down before they get close. Save them. I think I could get missiles away against them. The screen seems to be up here and here. We need to get more up in this park out. Right, we're almost at 2 hours playtime. So what I'll do is I'll cut it at 2 hours. Save it and we'll come back another time. Like I said, this is likely to take me 2 days to play this. Why the fuck is he doing that? He's probably run out of fuel. Yeah. I'm just going to speed him up a bit though, otherwise he might get engaged on the way back. Well, let me do it. Fucking ignore my commands. Oh, fucking, honestly, pain in the ass. of speed. And they're moving at 18 knots, so I should be able to intercept them. Are these guys actually going to engage this fucker or not? RTB, bingo. Right, it's because this fucking fueling thing's fucked up now. I think what we're going to do is just move it slightly. It's complex when you're trying to work out how far you can stretch the tankers and things. What the French doing? Let's see what our sonar buoy looks like. So you can see the screen's pretty effective around the carrier. Active sonar buoys. Likewise over here. Right, that Buccaneer's just launched. Let's get them. Over here. We'll see if we can put some of those Sea Eagles to good use. Now we know what they are. Let's just turn the volume up on these ones a bit. They've got nice long legs, the Buccaneers. Goblin. Sub. I've paused it because it tends to be crucial when you get that. See if we can get an A3 up there. S3, sorry, what are they called? Maybe we'll be. These guys have already diverted, I don't know, it's a lot. No, be tuna fish. You just never know. We're not going to risk it though. Right, we'll pause it there. We'll come back. Cool. Thanks, guys.